Hi everyone, welcome to our new setup for a matter of life and dev. We're doing it a little differently this time, as we're all working from home due to the COVID-19 crisis. But we still wanted to record a video for a matter of life and dev. So here we go.
Yep.
We're gonna walk through the blog written by Daniel Roos together and see what cool new features are in 8.8.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what they come up with this time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Curious.
And I'm curious how this will work, but we'll see, right?
Yeah, we'll figure it out together.
Yep.
Bam.
All right.
Cool.
So what do we have? 8.8.
Yeah.
So some developer improvements, simplified page modeling.
Yeah, this is he starts off with a big one
He does, huh?
because this basically means that you can your input widgets can use all the attributes from all the entities used in your pages,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay. So if you have a lot of nested data views, then
Yeah.
you have easy access to the ones up top instead
Yeah,
of having to create a new nested data view.
exactly. If you look at the image in the blog, you can see how it kind of looks. You have three data views, I would say. So you have the page itself.
Mm-hmm.
So I assume product is your page entity, your page parameter.
Yep.
And you have two data views in that page, one of the entity category and one of the entity store.
Yep.
And you can use them all, even associated attributes. So that's great.
That is awesome. Yeah, I completely agree with what he says up here. With this release, your UI creativity will never be limited again.
Yeah.
This is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, I would say this is a big improvement.
Yep.
Okay.
So what's next?
What's next? Easy consistency checks in Studio. We haven't really touched Studio that much in
no,
in the show, right?
no, not really, because well, Studio is like an environment for the citizen developers, right? And I feel that that's maybe not our audience.
I agree. Yeah. So I also suggest skipping over Studio. If there is a need for some information and our views regarding Studio, we'd be happy to do that. So let us know if.
Yep.
Some new Mendix Assist recommendations to boost development speed.
Okay.
Okay. I think this is it might be worth checking out in Studio Pro itself, right?
Yep. Let's switch over.
Yeah. So what this says, they now have a better recommendation of microflow and Java action calls.
Mm-hmm.
And we enhanced our model to better identify when a list needs to change or when an operation should be performed. Also includes minor enhancements to decision and validation feedback recommendation. All right, that's sound interesting.
Yeah. Mendix Assist keeps on getting bigger and bigger.
It does, huh? So, all right, let's not look at the naming conventions. Yeah, what would be a good test setup?
So let's try if Mendix Assist can recommend us to call microflow. So we'll need to have
kind of microflow.
I don't care. Give yeah. So I think the call me microflow should have an input parameter.
An input parameter, yeah, obviously. Let's make this string. Some info. All right.
And this microflow should have a string.
All right. So now it doesn't show anything regarding the call microflow.
Fair enough.
Okay.
But you could create a variable using Mendix Assist. Yeah.
String variable. All right. Let's make it empty. Oh. Damn it. Keyboard.
Wrong quotes.
Okay. String variable. So now.
Cool.
All right. Call microflow. Call me. Awesome.
but it doesn't pre-fill your.
Yeah,
That
that
would
would
be
be an extra
then.
cool feature.
Yeah. But
All
what
right.
that kind of works. But I do wonder, like in a regular project, you have like all these microflows with
Yeah.
objects as parameters or string input parameters, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, would it show a list of 100 microflows you could call, or does it
Yeah.
show 5? And how would it decide what microflows to show?
Yeah. Which one matches best?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question. I wonder if Mendix maybe can tell us a little bit about this. Where did they get the recommendations from?
Yeah, we should look into that.
Yeah, or they could let us know. All right.
Cool.
Oh yeah, I think this is a good addition.
Yeah, certainly. It's
Yeah.
worth the addition to the Mendix Assist toolkit.
If this works as they want it to work, then it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what's next? Native mobile.
Native mobile. That's a topic I haven't had that much experience with.
No, me neither.
So let's see
But
what we can
we can still have a look at
learn
what.
from this.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So call microflow from nanoflow. That's pretty straightforward and a huge deal. Because
Very.
I actually had to use this in a project of mine, well, of ours, last week, which I couldn't because it's only released in 8.8.
Yeah.
So I had someone create a JavaScript action, which I used to call set microflow from a nanoflow, which works, but it's obviously nicer if it's built into the framework.
Yeah, better maintainable.
Yeah. So kudos for this.
Yeah.
This is a big requested feature, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Very
was
good.
because it was based on an upvoted ID from Andrei Gaiduk.
Mm-hmm.
So very nice.
Yep. Okay, and then the bottom sheet widget, part of this month's Maker Challenge.
Yeah.
So at first I was, well, my mobile experience is kind of limited. So I was like, what is a bottom
What is a
sheet?
bottom sheet?
So I think further down in this blog there is an example of what it does.
Yeah, there it is.
So you have this thing down below, the bottom
I
sheet.
I actually thought it was pretty old. Like this was an old way to build your UI with a bottom sheet. I'm not sure. I'm no UI expert or anything, but I feel like I haven't seen these kind of things in like forever.
I agree. Yeah.
And of course, if you look at the right picture in this frame, it looks very nice. And but the left one looks very like a very old iOS screen.
Yep.
For some reason.
No, but I agree. Yeah. Exactly
But
what you're saying. I haven't seen this in a while, but then again, I haven't installed a lot of new applications on my mobile device lately. So it might also be that I'm just used to the way that my regular apps work. Although the right image is pretty cool.
That looks pretty cool, yeah. So it's
More like
cool
a
that you can
data view of the
customize it.
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just the default buttons.
Yeah.
This looks pretty cool. So what they say, they have two types of bottom sheets. The model bottom sheet.
So that's the left one, I would say.
Yeah, that's the left one. And the expanding one. Exactly. So that's the one that we like.
Yeah. Okay.
I can see this working for a lot of applications.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say they made some building blocks out of this also, so it's easy to get started with this.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, the background image widget.
Yeah, so this is like made for a nice UI as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
As if you look at the image, that looks really clean, but still it adds a lot of value.
Yeah. So what is it? It's like a container kind of thing. Well, it's a
Yeah.
background image, and you can still place text and stuff inside of it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So there are a lot of options you can use to make sure the text is readable.
And already available in the App Store.
Of course.
Jeez, that's good. Okay, deep linking. Yeah, often requested. I get this. In case of authentication and scenarios, that's the one that I've heard most.
That's one where we ran into as well, right?
Yeah, it was I think a year
But
ago.
yeah.
It was still with PhoneGap applications.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was bound to be requested for native as well.
I agree.
Learn more about how to use it. All right.
Oof.
So
there's a lot of documentation on
there's
this.
too long didn't read. No, no, but it's good to see that with these new features, there's already this big documentation in place.
Yeah.
So
I
great.
agree.
Yeah, awesome.
Cool.
If anyone has implemented this, please let us know how this works and if it works well.
Yeah.
On to some delighters.
Yes. Jason, among many other people, suggested this one.
I think this is one of the first things I asked when starting with Mendix. Can you copy paste between apps? Unfortunately, the answer has always been no.
Yeah.
But as of 8.8, no longer.
Yeah, and very happy with this. Slight sad note is it only works on the same specific versions.
Yeah, so 8.8 to 8.8.
Yeah. So that's
okay.
I get it because I assume it's technically really complex to build this. But it would be even better. I understand that it is only possible from now on, but it would be even cooler if it was able to copy and paste from 8.8 to say 8.9.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
I think there's a lot going on in the background that we have no know-how of. So
true.
Take it or leave it, I would say.
The way I read this on the Slack channel was also that they went through a lot of effort to get this working between the same versions of Studio Pro.
Yeah.
So we should already be thankful for the fact that this works.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. Awesome. It can only get better from here.
No. Shall we jump in the release notes for a bit? So let's start off with a warning.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. There seems to be something wrong with the App Store.
Yeah. The private content in App Store. Yeah.
Private content. Yeah.
We can no longer use private App Store content in Studio Pro or import it in Studio Pro through Studio Pro in that version. So if you want to be able to import it through Studio Pro, we have to upgrade to the upcoming release once the fix is released.
Yeah.
Okay.
But fortunately, there is still a way of getting the content into your application.
Of course.
So you can go to the company content page or in the Mendix App Store, and then download the file and add it manually to the project folder. So,
which is fine.
Yeah, it's
as
a
long
bit
as
of a
it's
hassle.
Yeah.
It's not like you're importing 50 things from the App Store into your project anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah, we can work with this.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what's next?
We now block users after 3 failed logins in a Mendix Cloud Node environment if the app project security is set to production.
I thought this was already the case.
So did I.
Did this fail somewhere in between and now it's fixed again?
I have no idea.
No.
It will be. I'd like to have, for example, they add a ticket number, but we can't see those tickets, right?
No, unfortunately.
If you guys have any idea what this is about, then please let us know, because I'm very curious to know more about this.
Exactly. Does this mean that in the version that we are currently modeling in, do users not get blocked on production if they try and fail login for 3 times. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on. Dialog boxes that allow for text editing, vertically resizable.
Thank
All right.
you.
Yeah, and the model share is discontinued. We need
Aren't we
this for
still in the improvements section?
yeah, depends on the way you look at it, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of an improvement by discontinuing model share.
To some, it may be. Maybe to Mendix specifically.
Yeah. I think it wasn't used that much.
No, agree. All right, some fixes.
Bunch of fixes. Yeah.
Is there anything in here that is specifically worth mentioning? Because fixes are always nice.
We resolved the possible crash that occurred when switching between languages in your app.
Yeah, after they did such a big effort on making the language switching more accessible, then it would crash. Yep.
There are some known issues though.
Yep. This is more interesting. Copy and pasting elements inside a document template. Okay. Luckily, we haven't had to use document templates in a while.
Thank God.
Touchy subject.
Yeah.
But if copy and paste also doesn't work,
there's not much remaining.
No. It's not really a pleasure to create documents this way, is it?
No.
Oh well. Calling a microflow from a nanoflow in an offline app with a non-persistible entity that has an association to another non-persistible entity that is not used in a microflow will cause an error. That's a mouthful.
Workaround. You can either use all associations in your microflow or have no association in a non-persistible entity. Not sure if that's a workaround.
That's not an option, right? I mean,
maybe something for our viewers. Are you aware of situations you are going to run into this problem?
Yeah, I think this might prevent a lot of people from upgrading to 8.8, knowing this.
If this is a big thing like we think it is.
Mm-hmm.
As we said, I don't have any native offline app experience, so maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
So that's it for 8.8, and a small glimpse at 8.9.
Exactly.
What's that trophy behind you, by the way?
You know what it is.
I have the same one, I think.
Yeah, except yours isn't mirrored, probably.
Yeah. It's somewhere. So thoughts on the on 8.8?
Yeah. In addition to what we read about first, I think yeah, it sounds like a good release. A lot of fixes, a whole bunch of improvements.
Yeah.
And just in general, a bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So
now,
go ahead.
We do have to mention some things, right? At least that's well, maybe I'm a bit too early on this subject. What's your view? Has it changed since the blog?
No, it hasn't changed. I'm still very much looking forward to creating my first app in Mendix 8.
Yeah.
So
like the first production app.
Yeah, even though I do hear some negative sounds, like it being way slower than Mendix 7, like in Studio Pro. There's a click delay or something, and of course there's a bunch of new features in the 8 versions, but it's very annoying to work with. I think.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, it's what we heard from colleagues who already are building production apps in 8. We heard a lot of things about it becoming slow.
Yeah.
I noticed it as well. In the few short minutes that I used 8.8 before recording this video, I noticed some input lag on I don't know, creating a call microflow action or creating a variable or clicking on the Mendix assist dot and then having to wait for like a second, and that is freaking annoying.
Yeah, and there's like an informal workaround that you can disable all the new features, which kind of helps, but not even really. And you don't really want to disable new features
No,
because they're new features.
yeah, you want to play with that, right?
Yeah.
That will be one of the reasons to update.
Yeah. So I hope Mendix is aware of this issue and they can fix
Yeah.
this.
The only way I see this originating is that they create something new and maybe don't test it with a big project. So if you always keep your project small with like 3 microflows and a few pages and stuff, then you're not
It'll
going to run
probably
into
work.
this stuff. Yeah, exactly. It's like testing with not production like data, right?
Yeah, it's like Mendix support 101.
Yeah.
create a test project and everything works.
Yeah. So well, if Mendix doesn't know, I hope this video will help them get it on the radar.
Yeah, I
And,
agree.
and there was another slightly annoying thing. I think it originated in 8.6. That's what I heard where it first came up. Is closing a tab will not let you go back to the tab you had open before.
Oof, big oof.
And yeah, I said it in the MVP channel. This would make it literally unplayable for me.
Yeah, unplayable. Yeah.
Yeah, unplayable. It's I heavily rely on the
Yeah, same.
shortcuts with Control W, Control Tab, and if that would start to not behave the way I expect it to, I don't know. I would hesitate to upgrade.
Yeah. So fix needed.
Yeah, yeah. In my opinion, it really does.
Okay, and you're not alone.
Luckily.
So hopefully that's something that that we see in the release notes of 8.9, which is like 3 weeks away from us.
Yeah,
Something
two
like
and a
that.
half, 3. We're a bit
Yeah.
late this release, but yeah, we all have stuff to do in these days.
Yeah, it's another
Yeah.
different working environment,
Exactly.
as you can tell by our backgrounds.
Yeah, I can't wait to sit beside you on the couch once more.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. All right, but I think overall we can be content with this
Yeah,
release.
sure. Yeah, I agree.
It's the minor things that make it a bit iffy.
Yeah, still kudos to Mendix that they were able to crank out a new release in these trying times.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah.
Any closing remarks?
No, we can say the obvious that we hope that everybody who is watching is still safe.
Yeah.
We're also staying at home.
Yeah.
And
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. Yeah. And luckily we well, if you're watching this, you probably have a job where your attendance in an office is less required than in other jobs. So I hope everybody is doing okay.
I agree.
And we'll see if next month we will be together once more.
Yeah. Let's wait for what the future will bring. And please let us know what you think about this setup.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a different approach, huh?
Yeah.
On one hand, I kind of like it. It goes more into release notes. I know there might be a bit more pauses in between that we might cut out in the edit.
Yeah, there will be some cutting.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So,
So if you have any remarks, comments, likes or
exactly.
dislikes, please let us know. Leave a comment or send us a message. We're on the Mendix community Slack as well.
Yep.
So there is a lot of way to contact us. So please do. And with that, I say stay safe and see you next time.
Yep. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.